Greetings and welcome. I am excited to have you here as I get to share with you a sneak peek at the upcoming update, the Plant a Tree update that is, and also the Echoes of Nature DLC. So you know, I applied to be a part of the content creator program with RenderCube, and I was accepted into it, which means that I got the update early, and I also was able to get a copy of the DLC Echoes of Nature so that I could showcase it for you all and share it with you all before its release date and let you know my thoughts on it. So without further ado, I will do so. So sit back, relax, and let's check out this update and also check out the new DLC before it comes out. Alright, first and foremost, you'll notice that I'm in an old village that I built a long while back. I've been working on it so I could showcase some of the new features, some of the new items, and also show off some of the decorations. It is summer right now, so you're seeing lots of blooms in these, the wild rose bushes, and some of the yellow flowering plants here. So, I wanted to showcase that and have it be a good sight to see. Now, with that, let's look into some of the things for the update. Now, in the Plant a Tree update, obviously, it is what it says. Plant a tree is a thing we can finally do, and that was awesome. I have been enjoying that immensely since one of the problems I've always had was the whole hindsight is 2020. When I'm going around making my village, I tend to tear down all the trees and then I want to have some back, but it's hard to strategize that for me in advance. So now, with Plant a Tree update, you can plant a tree where you choose. So when we take out our hammer, we can go into furniture and decorations, natural decorations, and then you'll see we have 3 options here: spruce trees, birch trees, and maple trees, and then there are 5 versions of each. And we'll show you, here they are, here's what the different ones look like. And here we have the trees, our maple A, maple B, maple C, maple D, and maple E. Now, since these are placeable objects, if you have trouble figuring out which ones you placed or not, you can put yourself on destroy mode. And keep in mind that since you placed these objects, they count as movables. So if I strike it, I can move it, I can rotate it to see if I want the branches in a different orientation. With that, let's go on to the birch trees and the spruce trees. For spruce trees, here's spruce A, B, C, D, and E. All very tall, different structure, different amounts of branches going up and down. And then our birch A, birch B, birch C, birch D, and birch E. Now those same trees in the wintertime. Just because. Now, as you can see in the description here from the notes from Steam, you can see that it will take 4 seasons for them to grow, a full year, and then it will take 2 years if you chop them down, just like any other tree, to regrow. Awesome. Now we really have access to customizing our landscape. Next thing, which is huge to me, you will notice that there is a resource storage that's just not meant to be right here. And that's because that is my mobile construction base, where whenever I want to build up a certain part of my village, I just move this resource storage nearby it so that my resources can be pulled straight from it, and then I can just build and build and build and build wherever I happen to be. This makes it so much easier to customize the areas that you're working in and allow you to build up whatever region you're at without having to have a resource storage directly next to where you are, or having to run the resources from one spot to another, or turn on infinite carry if you choose to do that. So this makes it a huge improvement, and I love it. It's one of the things that has been a big difference between this and Sengoku Dynasty, since some of you know my Sengoku Dynasty content. That was a huge bonus for Sengoku Dynasty. Here, let's move a thing just so we can check it out. Like, these are just in the wrong spot. Now, I'm going to move this, and I have an object on top, and we're going to watch what happens. Unfortunately, it falls to the ground, but that's fixable. Now, we can now move any decoration we wish at our will to whatever location we want, and now that I've moved those back, I can finally place that last bench in here that I've been wanting to put in. So with that move, I can now fit it, and we're set. And then I could even move this further if I want to put that in closer. It is totally up to me, and I can move anything that I've placed other than fences, obviously, because how are you supposed to move one fence when they're attached to each other? So clearly some things cannot be moved, but any buildings that you want to move, they can be put anywhere you like as long as there's free and open space. That is such a creature comfort that I have been waiting for, and I'm grateful for, so thank you for having that feature in there. It's been wonderful being able to just change the location of things without having to tear it down and rebuild it. By the way, this is an older village, and I was constructing this before you could do King's Quest in the valley, or not the valley, in the Oxbow. So you're going to notice that I don't have colors here. I haven't played this since then, and I've only played it to update the graphic, or the look of it. Alrighty, now there's a lot of other different items. Recipes have been updated so that different costs will be associated with certain recipes. I haven't done a deep dive into that yet, and that will require a much longer video later. Arrows spawned in POIs are actually going to despawn. That's cool. It'll be less laggy. And then some containers in camps definitely spawning under things. I've noticed that happened before. I'm glad they worked on that and fixed it. And then there's a number of changes to co-op, which I don't have any experience in talking about, so I'll leave that to other content creators to talk and focus on that one. Fast crafting now crafts all items at the exact same quality, which is awesome because there's been some mixes and different things that I've noticed when I've been crafting items, so it's nice to see that change. Alright, with that, the next set of changes are that vendors obviously sell seedlings. You can go to a resource seller and he'll sell one of each of the birch, maple, or spruce. You can also get them as you're chopping trees. So when you go over to a tree and chop it down, it will happen in the point where it has been felled. So after it has gone to the ground in your first strike where you're removing the branches, the sticks that is, the feathers, and the bark, that's the moment where you see if you get a seedling or not. For example, we have 2 trees down. We'll hit this one. We get spruce bark, feathers, and that's all we're getting on that one. So you'll notice that it takes a few trees here. I've gotten feathers and sticks. And for this one, there we go, we get a birch seedling. So it does take a while. It's not every single tree that'll give you one, and you'll be striking down a lot of trees in your time, so you'll gather some up as you go. There have also been changes to new knowledge tab entries. So we go into here, we can go into consumables, and then we will be able to, let's go into crafting. We will be able to find our seedlings here. There we go. Maple seedlings, spruce seedlings, birch seedlings, and there's a description for them, and obviously they have a monetary value and a weight to them. So it's not something that's going to make you rich, but obviously it's still something. So it is nice to have a value to it. It's something you can purchase so you can add to your village as you go. There are now descriptions of the houses in here. That's been a nice thing, and there's been a change to the emote wheel, which now we have a lot more options, and there's a lot you can do with it. You can communicate quite a lot of different ways where you can move in and talk through all kinds of things. Oh dear, dead. Done. Down for the count. Lots of options. Nice to make it more exciting and visual and more interactive in that sense. Well, how do you get some of these new items from the DLC? Let's look into the DLC content. The decorations that come with this have been really fun to place, and I have found myself just putting them all over the darn place and really enjoying how they look. So there's a few options. We have the white flowering shrub. It is summertime, by the way, so in this you can see what they look like when they're actually blooming and they're vibrant. In the springtime they're green. We'll see that. We'll see a tour of the seasons shortly. The rose bush is gorgeous. I do appreciate that. And there's a number of other... Oh, I'm out of the yellow flowering, but then you can see that one here. So with the shrubs, we get nice seasonal changes with them. They add real depth to the village. The shrubs are nice just to fill in spaces and decorate. The evergreens and the evergreen seedlings are nice as well. The majestic tree I'll show you in a little while. And beyond that, we also gained some ponds and balancing rocks. So here is one version of the pond, one that has a high arched back. And then here are some of the different stone options. The wide stone, and then the flat stone. And for those who love the Arthurian legends, there's a sword in the stone here, just for good fun. And here we have the balanced stone, surrounded by some of the other decorations, which I really enjoy it. It's just fun. It adds depth to the area as well. Some more of the decorations when we're seeing the white flowering shrub, the yellow flowering shrub, and our green shrub sitting in a nice organization. And it just adds more depth to the area. As far as the evergreens are concerned, the cedar evergreens, which look really nice, they just, again, they add something to the space. It really is nice to have that little bit of extra there to add some depth to places and just put a little more color into place, right? Add a little more color to the village that you're painting as you make it. With that, let's go check out where we get these things, because you might note that when we want to buy some of these decorations, we should probably know where it is exactly we can get them from. For example, the majestic tree seedling can be obtained from the exotic goods vendor. Hedge can be obtained from the exotic goods vendor. So let's go check that out, and also, before we get there, check out the hedge. You have two versions of hedge you can make. You can make tall hedges, which are tall, as you can see, allowing us to create some nice isolated spaces that are bordered by these really gorgeous hedges. And as well, we can have the shorter hedge, which you can see that I still have one to finish over here. But this is the shorter hedge. It is a good height for setting up a wall or a barrier, using them as kind of a natural greenery barrier. Now, I did mention there were other types of rock ponds and other types of rocks. In this area, you can showcase some of those. There's the tall standing stone in the back and the flat level pond. And then some more of our flowering bushes bordering, as well as some of our evergreens in our sitting area for our traveling merchants. So, with that, we've seen a lot of the decorations that come with it. I know for me, I like the addition of these decorations, and I'm looking forward to seeing even more as time goes on. And I do love how much it's added to areas. Like, this was just a grassy zone that I debated whether I would put an orchard there just so I could have a fruit tree and then do the trick with putting planks down and rocks. But this has added this has added depth to it and color to it that couldn't quite have been accomplished through what I was doing before. It just adds quite a bit to it, and it's really enjoyable to have these additions. Let's go gather up some things. Well, and here's our friend right here.
How do you do?
Let's check out some of these decorations, friend. So there we are. We can buy green shrub seeds. We can buy hedge seeds here. Cost is not too much. It'll be something you can easily afford as you go through the game and get yourself in a good spot. You can tell I have been buying myself out of everything because I've been doing so much stuff with it. It's been a lot of fun. And it's just been great just running around, adding color to things, and just making everything pop and making it look more vibrant. And for me, it helps a lot since I can do a number of the tricks with decoration. I'm not quite to the level at others, but this helps me feel like I'm getting to a level that is more decorative and enjoyable. All right, then our other person we can get from, here's our friend Marky Mark. So, you sir, this gentleman will have our birch seedlings, possibly. This time around he does not, but last season he did. Does he have anything else for us? Well, let's check to see. He's got a spruce seedling for us, but no maple seedling this time around. So every season there's a chance of having one, and this time around, not so much. Now, did I go around to surrounding forests and get my character looped up on plum wine and rye beer and just chop down tree after tree after tree, one-shotting them with an iron axe? Yes, I did. And did I get a number of seedlings out of that? Yes, I did. So it's definitely an easy thing to gather the seedlings. You just need to be ready to be chopping for a while. But again, when you start up your village, you're going to be chopping down so many trees anyway in certain areas that you'll end up with seedlings to spare. Let's finish that hedgerow, huh? So then all we have to do is go into fences. And then fences, well, hedges are a type of fence. So we'll go into here, gather up our low hedge, and then we'll finish it out just like you would any other type of fencing. And then you just strike it into place. It uses up your hedge seedlings, and you're set to go. And there we have it. Now, we have a completed hedge. It adds a little color, adds a little depth to the place. It's nice to see. Alright, with that, let's just do a seasonal change tour. And in that, you'll be able to also see the majestic trees and then the decorations as they change through the seasons. Enjoy. And thank you for your time. And I hope you enjoy your playthroughs. I hope you enjoy the new update when it comes out on the 26th. And I hope you enjoy the DLC if you choose to get it. I know I have. It is a Nice way to add some color to the village.
Maybe I should just leave it all and become a bandit.
No doubt you will have noticed some extra bushes that I added before in the area behind us. And now you can see the majestic chestnut tree. It's a nice centerpiece of this area. So it does take 4 full seasons, 1 full year, for those to show. Thank you for joining me on the sneak peek of the Plant a Tree update and the Echoes of Nature DLC. And thank you to RenderCube for allowing me to have access to this, to be able to showcase this for you, and to be able to share with you the excitement that I've got for this and the new things that you can do. Hope you've enjoyed, and they will be available June 26th. There will also be a new soundtrack available on June 26th as well as a DLC. But this, I've had a lot of fun decorating the village. I think it's added a bunch to what I have. I don't know what the price will be for it as of yet, but I hope you have enjoyed this, and hope you enjoy whatever it is that you do in your village, however you approach it. Enjoy your builds, and take care until next time.